guys, me host Superstar, thank you very much for tuning in. So guys, it's time for my top 10 action figures non-Marvel for 2019. I'm going to do a special episode just based on Marvel because I couldn't choose just a few for this list. I want to make a whole episode just based on Marvel Legends because there have been so many this year and so many awesome ones for my collection. So I want to do a whole video just based on my top picks for Marvel of this year. But right now we're going to do the top 10 non-Marvel products this year. There's a lot of NECA on here, McFarlane's, and stuff that you've seen me unbox and review on this channel this year. So here we go, guys. Here's the top 10 countdown of my favourite action figures of 2019 non-Marvel edition. Number 10. Coming in at number 10, it is these awesome NECA figures. We have the T-1000 and the T-800, the Terminator from Terminator 2, and the Cop from the T-1000. These were awesome figures, and they reminded me of my childhood, as these were recreational figures by the NECA line on behalf of Kenner, and they're just awesome figures. You put the Cop in the freezer, you put him underwater and stuff, and he changes different variants of blue and colour. And if you remember, I did actually snap the peg on the arm of my Terminator, because it did come with the big claw, which is what the one had back in the 90s that I had as a kid. But I'm not too bothered, as I managed to swap out the peg and put the other arm in, which I was going to use anyway, to be honest. But I love these two figures. T2 is one of my favourite movies of all time from my childhood, so these two had to make it on my list when these figures came out for 2019. Number 9. Coming in at number 9, it was the end of Game of Thrones this year, and so what better than the Night King to have in our collection? The Night King is by McFarlane's Toys, and it has plenty of articulation. I wish he had more bluish eyes on there, like in the TV series, like luminous blue, or if he pushed a button on his back to make his eyes glow, that would have been sick. But he came with multiple accessories, which made him a great figure, and really one worthy of having in the collection this year. Game of Thrones was a great television series, so shame it ended the way it did, with a lot of fans being disappointed, but I was okay with the ending. I kind of saw where they were going with it. I just wish they didn't have a king on the end of it as on the throne. I thought they were going to go for like a council of elders or something. That would have ended better for me, to get rid of the idea of having a king in the first place. But anyway, that was just one guy's opinion. What do you think about Game of Thrones? Let me know in the comments below. Number 8. Coming in at number 8, it is Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey has surpassed her UFC time and gone into WWE, and this is her figure from the Ultimate Collections. The Ultimate Editions are amazing. They recently released a Triple H, which I think should still have the King of Kings crown, but it didn't come with it. However, it did come with some more awesome accessories, as did this Ronda Rousey. You could have it in ring attire or in a more of like her entrance attire with the skirt and everything. This was an amazing figure, and I really hope they continue this line, because it is amazing. They managed to really give us a great Ronda Rousey figure here, which I think will far surpass anything we're going to get from the basic Mattel line. So for me, this is an ultimate win and an ultimate figure. But what about you guys? Are you a fan of Ronda Rousey in WWE? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear from you guys on this. She is Rowdy Ronda Rousey, as she goes by in WWE. And I can't wait for her to come back to WWE real soon, because she's an amazing wrestler in my opinion. And yeah, her UFC career was great as well, so awesome figure. Number 7. Coming at number 7, it is the giant NECA Predator Assassin. This bad boy is huge. I had to include this on the list just because of how cool it is and how much fun I had playing with this thing this year. I had such a blast with it. I can't explain to you guys how fun it is. It's massive. And if you remember, I even had it standing on other Predators, lifting other Predators into the air. This thing is the ultimate in assassin. And it came with a lot of accessories, some different head sculpts, and it was just a great figure all around. I managed to get mine off Amazon, just above retail, like a month early for this figure, so I was real happy to have it in the UK when nobody else did. And if you go check out my reviews of all these figures that I've put out today, you'll see how much fun I genuinely did have with it, and all these other figures that I'm looking at today. So yeah, an ultimate win here for NECA in this ultimate figure. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Number 6. Coming at number 6, it's NECA's Freddy vs. Jason figure. This Jason is probably my favourite. It's because it's from my childhood. I grew up at the time of when Freddy vs. Jason was coming out. I was about 12 when that film hit cinemas. And you know what? I sneaked into the cinema to see it. I managed to catch a good half an hour before I was kicked out by the staff at Cineworld. But I remember that clear as day. And you know what? The Freddy vs. Jason film, as much as it was critically panned, for me growing up in that era, watching all the Freddy films, all the Jason movies, seeing these two go toe to toe was the ultimate in fan fiction, and I really, really enjoyed my time watching it. So I'm glad that we're finally getting this Jason to go with our awesome Freddys. I just wish they would give us a Freddy vs. Jason Freddy now to go with him. I hope that's in the pipeline, because again, this is the ultimate Jason for me. Out of all the Jasons I reviewed this year, personally my favourite. Number 5. Coming at number 6, guys, it is the Pennywise figures. I've tied these two here because there's no way I could choose on my favourite. Look how awesome these figures are. They're just super cool, and there's no way I could choose one of them. I had to choose both of them. Pennywise had such an impact on culture over the past year or 2 years. We've had so many different figures of Pennywise and the original Pennywise. The new Skarsgård version of Pennywise has been culturally phenomenal. Has been a cultural phenomenon over these past 2 years, and it made us go back and check out the original Tim Curry version after all these years, and made us fall in love with the character. So I had to put both of these on the podium here as tied for this place, as I couldn't have one Pennywise without the original, because I don't think the Skarsgård version would exist without Tim Curry's portrayal. What do you guys think? Are you a big fan of the Pennywise figures? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to continue my Pennywise collection in 2020 when they give us the Chapter 2 figures. So, NECA, you've done a great job with Pennywise. Keep it up. It's clearly a success. Number 4. Coming at number 4, it is the figures from Fortnite. Again, I couldn't choose just one here. I don't think we would have the McFarlane's figures without the Jazzwares. I don't think Jazzwares figures would have done as well without the McFarlanes. These are different scales, so it's not like they scale well together or anything. It's just that Jazzwares have brought out certain figures that we're asking for, and McFarlane's have given us different variants of those same figures with the different versions of skins. So it's awesome the fact that we're getting all these different figures from one line of toys, basically. I hope both lines continue in the future, and I hope we see more holiday variants just like this one here. And yeah, Drift being one of my favourite characters of all time in Fortnite, I do hope we see more awesome figures from both McFarlane's and Jazzwares going into 2020, because I think Fortnite isn't going anywhere. I think it's an absolute monster of a game that just keeps ramping up. Popularity of it has gone down a little bit since Chapter 2, but as soon as they start the new seasons again, people are going to be climbing all over this thing. So I don't see Fortnite going away, and I don't see these toys going away anytime soon. So thank you very much for bringing these to us. Number 3. Number 3 this year brought us an awesome new figure line. It's awesome because we've never had a Tiffany before in NECA form, so I'm really happy to finally have Tiffany in my collection. I love Tiffany. That was my first Chucky film that I ever saw as a kid. I never saw Child's Play as a kid, the original movies. I started with like The Bride of Chucky, then Seed of Chucky, and all those ones. I never actually saw the originals until years later. So Tiffany, I always thought she was with Chucky the whole time. That's why I've never understood growing up why we never had Tiffany merchandise. And it wasn't until this NECA release that we finally got a decent scaled version of her. There has been figures of her in the past, don't get me wrong, but they were not to this standard. With the cloth pieces and stuff, it made the figure really pop and come to life, and they gave both these guys some awesome accessories, from a sample pot to a turkey baster. They even included spades, knives, guns, everything you could possibly need, with 2 head sculpts apiece. It just made the ultimate collector's pack. And again, Bride of Chucky being my favourite in the series. So I'm so glad to have this and call it one of my favourites. I pre-ordered this the moment it came out, and I'm glad I did because I was not disappointed. You can even turn Tiffany back into her doll form with this, which just makes it all the more fun. Guys, where would you place this release on your list? Let me know in the comments below. Number 2. Coming in second place, it is Tommy, playing Lord Drakkon. Lord Drakkon was one of the characters from the Shattered Grid storyline from the comic books. Boom Studios, I believe, was the authors of that. And they gave us this awesome, this alternate version of Tommy where he turned, where he stayed evil, basically. And he took on the white power and the green power and crossed into this awesome Lord Drakkon uniform. And it's one of my personal favourites, and I know it was a lot of fan favourites. And when it was originally announced, when Mattel had the line and they did the PowerCon exclusive, I was gutted the fact that they didn't put it up for general release. And the eBay prices of this figure were ridiculous, and it came with a throne. Well, you had to buy the throne separately. So I'm really happy to see that Hasbro, the moment they got the line, decided to add this figure into one of the early waves as a bit of fan service, because I know a lot of fans were wanting this figure. Let's just hope we see his throne in the near future. Definitely going to be picking up Goldar, the Green Ranger, and the White Ranger at least, and maybe Lord Zed. Would you like to see more reviews from this line on the channel? Please let me know in the comments, and I can make that happen if that's something that people want to see. Like I said, I'm probably going to get Goldar next. Number 1! The winners of this year's It's Top 10 Action Figures. It is the NECA Turtles. These took so long to reach the UK, I can't believe why they took so long. But they were totally worth the wait. These 6-inch figures are absolutely amazing, and definitely have the nostalgic value for me, being a 90s kid. Seeing these up close and personal is just awesome. They're just, I'm in awe of them. They're just perfect, beautifully sculpted, not a paint blemish among them. Oh, there's just a beautiful lineup. So I'm so glad I pre-ordered this set, and I have it in my collection. Definitely wouldn't be a collection without these awesome figures, so they are definitely worthy of the number 1 spot on this year's list. But what are your thoughts, guys? Do you like these figures? Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments down below. People have been asking me why this list is non-Marvel, non-Star Wars, and don't worry, I will be doing a Star Wars list and a Marvel list, because there's too many Marvel and Star Wars releases to even try and do a top 10 with those included. It would be like a top 50. So guys, stay tuned for more top 10s on the run up to the new year. Let's go back to the main cam though and finish off today's video. So guys, what are your thoughts with my list? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss future uploads, because you wouldn't want to miss the next episode, which is going to be the Marvel version. It's going to be epic, the Marvel Legends version. I've been dying to do it. So make sure you tune in tomorrow to see that. And thank you very much for watching. As always, I'm your host, Super Sorrel, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you.